Well, it's so unique and so special and so brilliant that in the pantheon of the world's great comics, this man's name will surely be written among the greatest. The incomparable Dan Rickles.
I just want to say I enjoyed this sales tremendous. Well, that's it for me.
Wonderful timing.
Yeah, it's great. I've worked at ABC. I understand that they plan to put a wall around this whole place and make it a studio. I've been with ABC, and I know I spoke to Elton Rule about you, too.
Oh,
You're going to love it on the island. It's good to see you, though, Dick.
well, it's good to see you. I'm sorry to hear you were ill. I heard you had a little laryngitis.
Well, yes, I'm working in the Cretacolor Nero, which is one of the last of the saloons, and when the cigar messages go up, you just sit there and go, But all the supper club guys in the front going, it's funny.
You get it in, though.
Yeah, you keep moving with those kind of guys, you know.
I don't know, laryngitis is something I don't picture you having. I mean,
Well, I really don't care what you picture. When did you have your own clinic?
I mean, the nerve of a disease to attack your famous throat.
Well, when you work on the Copacabana, it's a great, great saloon, and I love being in New York, and you really got to go all out. The people are great. Mr. Jules Podell talks like me, and he hasn't even had laryngitis.
Yes.
He said to me last night, he's a great man. He's some 70-odd years young, you know, he's full of life and spirit. He said last night, he said, if you wait at a guy club, you're going people are tied with a hand in a pig. And I said, fine. You tell them you're wrong, you're on a hook in the kitchen. The two Chinese cooks going, oh, listen to
I really love to watch you work, but then I've always liked Jackie Leonard, so...
how can you hit a short guy? Jackie Leonard's a guy, I always get ripped about that, you know that.
He always rips.
But we are completely different. Jack is doing very well. He's in Las Vegas with his family, and we always rib each other about comparing, as you do in opera, I'm sure, and people compare you. And as long as you're successful and doing well, it's great. It's when you're struggling and they try to wipe you out, and it's rough. You know?
You were saying that before you came on, how hard it must have been at the very beginning before people knew who you were and what kind of comic you were.
Yeah, well,
you know, to suddenly walk into a club and here's this guy insulting everybody.
Well, I was really before my time, but we'll be very honest, because today I do the things that are today. I was doing that 20 years ago, and it's funny how people say, he says terrible things, he wipes people out. You know, and all I do is laugh at ourselves. And I think there's ways of some people saying, gee, he said some offbeat words or what have you. And I think it's in the eyes of the beholder in the sense that the best way I can describe what I do, my father was to so, and you were very close to your mother, and I'm very close to my family too. My dad was to so, he was the kind of a man that put his arms around a woman, and when he did, it wasn't dirty. And there were other guys that give a woman a hug, and then right away at the party, your wife's looking over at the husband going, Charlie, get the hell out of here, you know. So it's the way you do something. Now, being on this show, like I tell Dick from the bottom of my heart, I never liked you.
So you can't be serious.
You're an annoying little guy. That's right, type that hangs around the health club in the corner with the towel.
I asked you not to mention that. That's terrible. No, I know it's not being serious, but it is. I think people don't admit that deep down inside, if I'm being serious for a moment, that you do something on the stage that all of us would like to do if we had no class.
Why did you all turn on me like that? What kind of front here in a hockey puck sweater went crazy. The one derelict yelled at that. We always make jokes. See, I'm always open to being attacked constantly because if you know the old story, if you dish it out, you have to be able to take it. But as far as being serious, I tell you, you have to take your work serious. We all become a certain character when we walk out on the stage. People say to me, what is it like at home to my wife? You know, and I have a lovely Jewish wife. In fact, she's a monk. She was supposed to come with me today, but she couldn't get off the bed. The jewelry was too heavy.
We'll delve into your private life a little more after this station break. Oh, you can tell me
Unknown, you draw that. Yes. JNUSMC, incredible. Thank you, Unknown. Chef, how long did it take you so far? I lost count on the hours.
I always picture you at New Year's Eve alone in a corner with a spoon of ice cream going, wow. Light it up for me.
Very perceptive. Say, are you going to be doing a new television series, or your old one again?
Well, I was on ABC and that took a hike. I was on CBS and a guy came over and went, I said, yes, he said, go through.
Classy way of letting it.
President Bob Wood is a good friend of mine. In fact, he started his car today and he isn't around anymore. Well, Bob Wood has been very good to me. CBS had a show on ABC, which was a complete catastrophe because working for ABC and Elton Rule and all the gentlemen are good friends of mine. The problem is they couldn't chip in to get any money for the show, and we were appearing in a forest. One guy with scotch tape and a lamp going, let's try it again, Charlie. No, you know that. You and I know ABC is a big network. They had a storm yesterday and the whole set went out. There was one guy on the roof of the ABC building going, is the wind okay out? So, and CBS has a big organization. In other words, when you fail there, a buzzer rings in your room and you go, I was around NBC yesterday and the guy at the gate said, go away. But we're going to do another special on CBS, which I'm thrilled about because we had a show on, as I say, on CBS, and unfortunately that didn't make it because I have to be what I really am. Unfortunately, the ABC venture that we had with Pat McCormick, a mutual friend, we didn't have the right format. When we went on CBS, they wanted to try to make Don Rickles appear something really not a charming, adorable man.
But you're a good actor.
Well, thank you.
And you managed to appear at that once or twice during the series.
Thank you.
I'm trying to give you a compliment.
You're starting to get on my nerves. We have decided to do what we do best, and that is to laugh at people, make fun of life, and bring this guy forward. In this particular special that we're going to do for CBS, I think the real Rickles will come out.
Oh, that's good.
Right now, talking to you is kind of the regular Rickles, which would only help me win a trip to Hawaii with the wife. I mean, coming out being charming and nice, you only get on the Monty Hall show and win a cookie. Yeah. So I have to be what I really am.
Yeah.
This whole front row here. I am what I am, the man on the air. Take a look at that man. Oh. I don't know who you are, but you're a bad-looking man. Look at that. The lady went, he knows you. I'm kidding.
No one ever... Just don't look down there. No one has ever really seriously invited you out into the alley afterwards, have they?
You did, but it was ridiculous. We danced for about an hour.
No, I mean,
many years ago, I worked in smart supper clubs in Jersey. When I walked out and called somebody a dummy in the boss room. Oh, what? And all of a sudden, I was in the alley and my tie was over here. No, not really. I always had Blue Cross and a fast cab.
You're too secret.
So people pretty much knew I was joking. Those that didn't asked me to leave. You know, I worked up in Montreal once and I left with a hockey puck in my mouth. It was a fast engagement. Yeah. But I was pretty lucky. I mean, I've had people that have been offended and I've had people that love me. But I'll tell you, in anything you do, I'm sure it's that way in opera. If you just go the ordinary line and just have the general approach, You'll be the average guy. If you believe in what you do and you cause excitement, you're going to get people that say, I love him or I can't stand him. So be it.
John,
One thing I really do
admiro
wonder, and that is,
tanto
you
tu
actually think
trabaho.
before you speak most of the time, or half
I
the
didn't
time.
understand it, but
I mean,
thank
do you actually hear what you said as you say it, or do you
Well,
think?
no. I think in a nightclub or on television, I think in a talk show such as this, you monitor yourself instinctively, because you just don't have the complete freedom that you really want. Hey, in a nightclb, I go with the performance, but whatever's in front of me that night is what inspires me.
But it's so fast that there's not an instant of thought in there.
Yes,
I mean,
it
it
is.
just comes right out.
Yes, it's very good, Dick. So fit. Anybody got a lolly for Dick? It's so fit. Want to stay up late tonight, Dick? Put on your pajamas and have hot cocoa? I talk to him, I feel like I want to go to summer camp and sit in my bed.
I'll try to change moods.
It's kind of fast and exciting, yeah, Dick. I remember your act, had that great beat. You were like Jimmy Cook, yeah, of course, a Ruban Blue type. What they call the shishi, While the violin is playing, you can look up at him, drink, have dinner, leave, and he doesn't even know about it.
I never played the Ruban Blue.
I picture that type of performer, low key, as they say.
Is that what we call it?
Well, you were a writer, you've given a shot at everything. After this, it's, where to, sir? Anyway,
Oh, we have to stop and wind up again. We'll be right back. Here you are.
Dick Cavett!
To pay tribute to those among them who've scaled the heights and brought the art of public performing to its zenith. One name, I suppose, stands out above all others. And it's a talent so unique and so special and so brilliant that in the pantheon of the world's great comics, this man's name will surely be written among the greatest. The incomparable Dan Rickles.
Yeah, of course, Ruban Blue type. What they call the shishi, While the violin is playing, you can look up at him, drink, have dinner, leave, and he doesn't even know about it.
I never played the Ruban Blue.
I picture that type of performer, low key, as they say.
Is that what we call it?
Well, you were a writer, you've given a shot at everything. After this, it's, where to, sir? Anyway,
Oh, we have to stop and wind up again. We'll be right back. Here you are. How old were you when you first started to notice girls?
oh, I think as I fell on the hospital table.
Tend to overboard in that area?
That's a question we all, at the last, what is it called, the last motion picture show? What was the name of that movie that won the Academy? Dick, are these toughies? What's the name of that
The
motion
Last Picture Show.
The Last Picture Show.
Last Picture
Good.
Show,
Later
yes.
on, we're going to, when you hear the bell, go to geography.
See, there's another movie.
I'm asking a question. No, you're not supposed to do that. That's not on the list.
No, wait, there are two.
It says here,
Get out of
the
there.
comedian doesn't ask midget questions.
No, there are two movies with a similar title. There's
Well,
one
that
called
was
The Last
reminding me of that young man. I don't know, as far as girls, I was, as all guys that are supposedly aggressive or loud, which I'm, well, hey, okay, I am, but I got married very, very late in life. I was 38 years old and searching desperately. And my wife was, well, I don't want to give her age away, she could, fall over or something. I met her as a secretary, and she said that she was my picture agent secretary, and I was down to nobody. I was going to dances, with women that had shoulder holsters, I was hanging around with girls that like to do a lot of different, you know. You know, Benny Goodman was playing the tango.
Oh, the old dance.
So I used to go and I met my wife, and I'll never forget. She's very, as you can imagine, you always marry opposites attract, to say. You know, and I came up to my picture agent and I said, Miss, I'd like to see my picture agent. She said, well, what is that's what she told me. What is your business, or what is it regarding? I said, it's regarding I want to buy meat. What is it regarding? I want a job. And she said, rudeness isn't going to let you in. And I married her now. We just sit around the house and I go, why? Why? She gave me 2 wonderful children. Wonderful
Hello,
kids.
Andrew. Good morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, I helped out. I put on the robe and circle. Anyway,
Circle, never mind.
and then it was over one day, and she went, what a miracle worker. See, that's what I mean about being restricted on television. You
That's
should
true.
be able someday to speak right out and say it like it
You
is.
said what you really meant.
Right.
You really couldn't.
Right, and then the show would be a hit instead of this la-di-da stuff. We'd have the whole world listening instead of 4 guys in Elko.
But it is television. What age were you when you had your first homosexual experience?
It's there. It's there.
Sorry, I
I was 11. And, he was a tall cowboy from town. It started out, he came in the room and went, you started out, I hope you have an ending for this.
Sometimes, when you're tempted, the most awful things will pop into my
No,
head.
that's
and
true.
you
It'd be
try
great
to
if
be
you
able
really
to-
could talk. I don't mean in a crude way, in a vulgar way. I mean, if you really could talk about, you know, are you married, Beverly?
Yes,
Oh, good. Then you understand all
I
this.
certainly do.
I thought being with mother away so much, you never got a chance to.
I gave up sucking my thumb a long time ago.
Okay, Beverly. Hey, this could be a long night.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if he showed up in your audience some night at the opera? That's all you would need in the middle of...
I admire opera stars. Jan Pierce is my only claim to fame. He sang at my cousin's bar mitzvah. You know, you would know about that. That's, you know, your crowd doesn't have that. You know, you just let the girls put on white dresses and hop around the church for an hour. We make a whole ceremony and come up with envelopes and a lot of gifts and, you know, a lot of cake and kifu and wine. And Jan Pierce was there singing.
People?
Hey, kifu. It's a cookie. Don't worry about it. When we take over the world and you're a prisoner, you'll eat plenty of it. The black man up there when he ain't going to take over the world. That's only a joke.
No, I know what...
Well, there he is, folks. The real dumbbell is the host. Why don't you get in touch with Paul Winchell and work on his lap?
Sorry, my muscles are still...
Your muscles are so, well, too bad, but take a hot bath and let your duck first. Well, you know, I talked very nicely. We came out, it started out so great, and then you started in with homosexuals and what have you. You upset Beverly and ruined my whole day. I'm gonna grab you by the legs and make a wish.
Oh, I think I've herniated my diaphragm.
Use an ointment, it'll go away.
I know, let's we must try to taper down here.
We must know Wilson's coming out, and you know the pace he sets. He's in the back playing with the pages of his book, waiting for the wind to come up.
We'll lower the tempo a little bit.
Okay,
So,
fine, like you say, Dickie.
you're going to do some theater in the round things. Is that actually theater in the round suggest plays? Are you going
Yeah,
to do
well,
that?
have you ever done in the room?
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Seriously, have you ever done that?
No, I've never heard
Do
that.
you ever get out of the house at all? You come right from here back to your house, and I even read articles about him with his wife. He married Lamont Cranston. Nobody sees his wife. I understand she sits in a house and opens up the drapes and goes... Beverly knows your wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, when we get to meet her, I mean, it's a whole mystery. We never see. In fact, nobody ever sees you. He hangs around in front of the Plaza Hotel at night, saying to the policeman, "Anything happening?" But we're going to do it around. We're going to be at San Carlos, as a matter of fact, in San Francisco, starting. Gee, what's the date? I forgot. Anyway, and then we're going to be in Chicago May 1st.
What do you do?
We're going to do a show. Peggy Lee, I'm just thrilled about that, is going to be with me in Westbury, Long Island here for 2 weeks, and then we're going to be in Washington for a week. And previous to that, Vic Damone and I will be in San Carlos, and then in Chicago, 2 weeks in Chicago, and 1 week in San Francisco. And I just love the feeling of the round, because it's like a real house party, and it's a hard ticket, and people come like to see you. In salons, they do come to see you, but there's waiters and there's the busboy saying, "You want the water?" Right. You're saying good evening in his microphone. "I do water and I give it someone a napkin. The game you for me." And one guy's in the hall, the cook going, "I got a cook and he's making all that money." So it's a long night.
But you are going to appear in the round. I'm glad to hear that. I'd love to see. It's great to see work. I saw you at the Copa one night. It was just side-splitting, I must say.
And once a year, the Copacabana, and I hope Salon like, and I call it Salon like the Copacabana, stays forever. I hope Mr. Cordell goes on forever, really, because that's the last of the so-called nightclub. I mean, the Americana, Catriona Valenta, by the way, is a marvelous night. Diana Ross at the Waldorf. But that's more of a sort of a she kind of an atmosphere. The nightclub's what I call, per se, is the Copacabana.
Are enough of them making money to...
Pardon me?
Are enough of them making money to survive? Is it...
Well, I don't think there's enough seasoned performers around it. I think, I don't know how Beverly feels about it, but it's very difficult to throw a new talent into the Copacabana. I mean, that's a tough, hard nightclub audience. They want to laugh, and you better...
Why is there not a cultivation of more nightclub talent the way there used to be? There was a time where there were dozens and dozens of nightclubs, even here right in New York.
I think because it was such a big business. You know, at one time it was more of a, you could work in the mountains, you know, the old expression. Today it's the Concord or Philly Greenwald, and it's a great deal of money. And they haven't got time to let the guests, you know, pay a great deal of money when they go there, and it's no longer the atmosphere of...
Asmail, the lucky one. That is wow, you got my respect. Thank you, Asmail.
Economy has
I used
changed.
to go to do the opera nights at those places.
Right, and
Yeah.
the team that travels all around the country, they're very good. Well, Catherine Grayson and Howard Keel are now appearing in Las Vegas, which is nice to see that kind of, your kind of field in Las Vegas. I would wish you would come to Las Vegas.
Oh, I don't have that kind of talent.
Oh, please.
No, I really don't. I mean, to be, well, perhaps for a night, but the sound of a voice like mine, first of all, won't take a microphone, because then it'd be the noise, really, and I don't mean this immodestly, or modestly, I mean the noise becomes oppressive. There's got to be a level, a high-pitched voice, constantly singing into a microphone, and the voice is too big for the microphone. Anyhow, it would be very irritating. I couldn't listen to a soprano just screech away all night. It would not be fun for me.
Well, if you ever do, please come to the Riviera, because that's our home, and I'm sure that Harvey Silver and Eddie Torsler would love to.
Well, I'll come visit when you're there.
Please do. And your husband will be there, my wife will be there, we'll work something out.
Later message. We'll be right back. Oh, Don.
Yeah.
Oh, Don.
Yeah.
It's May 1st. We're in San Francisco.
Right, thank you. May 9th in Chicago.
We didn't want people showing up in the wrong city. You're in Chicago May 9th. I just wanted you to know that. My next guest somehow got transplanted from the Midwest.
You know, Earl, if I may say so, the great part, living out in California now, the pulse of New York, because Earl is syndicated, which is very true. We only know the show business talk and what have you from Earl's column. I mean, Ed Sullivan, our mutual friend, writes here in town, which is great. But I mean, Earl goes around, so in the Los Angeles Herald Examiner, we read Earl religiously because we would know what was happening, which I think Earl is the last of the Broadway fellas, so to speak, and Sullivan to give out information.
Don't you find that late night talk shows keep in touch with New York too pretty well? What's going on?
No, I watch the movies mostly.
I'd like to ask him a question about, how does Sullivan react to all those things you say about Ed Sullivan passed away, but nobody notified him and things of that kind of...
Well, like you, Earl, you know, he doesn't know he's there.
You only
No,
look
it's
through.
and him kid around. I always make a thing with Earl, you know, like you say hello, Earl, and you figure you read all about these stories that they write in the paper, and then you meet men that are kind of reserved. They're both reserved. You see Earl is a very quiet guy, and so is Ed, and the two of them on New Year's Eve sit together, and they watch a lamp go. But, you know, but yet they're great writers. That's about it for me, Dick. Maybe you can drop your pants and fire a rocket.
Don, you don't have to be perfect all the time.
Oh, no, Dick, you take these little naps and Earl's glasses are fogging up. Emily's sitting over here waiting for the gown to come off. It's getting hot in here.
We have a message. We'll be
Whoa,
back.
get off here.
I spent so much time talking about it beforehand. I think they talked about it afterwards.
I mean, are you sorry that anybody didn't get recognized that should have, or do your friends?
Well, you see, I mean, I'm not faulting any of the choices because they were all marvelous choices, but I was disappointed because Clockwork Orange didn't get nominated for something. I thought it was a marvelous film, and I happen to be a Stanley Kubrick, you know, freak. But,
Didn't get nominated for anything?
well, they got nominated, but it wasn't chosen for anything.
Oh, I
They got
see.
nominated for,
Oh, yeah.
for many things, for best writing, best picture,
Yeah.
all kinds of things. And I really thought that it should have won something, and it didn't win anything. And that upset me because I am a Stanley Kubrick fan, a freaky fan, as a matter of fact. I have seen Dr. Strangelove, which was made by Stanley Kubrick, 14 times. And what did you think of Dr.
14
Strangelove?
times?
Yeah.
What did I think of it?
Yeah.
I was feeling
No
like
brain.
writing
I
that.
don't know.
Did you like Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah, I like Kirk Strangelove.
You did. Oh, that's good, because one of the things I carry around with me at all times is a little black book. And I put in that little black book the names of people who did not like Dr. Strangelove, right?
That's a little
And if they
strange.
didn't like Dr. Strangelove,
And what are you
they're
going
in my
to do
little
to
black
these
book.
people?
I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided.
That's how you pick your friends, but whether or not they like
Whether
that.
or not they like Dr. Strangelove. I may send the ones that don't like Dr. Strangelove to Don Rickles, right, and let him take care of it.
Speaking of Strangelove, Don and you worked together once on a show. Wasn't he on one of the Thin Men? What was it? Episode of the Thin
No,
Men?
it was good. It was good.
I remember that. I had a terrific memory.
Well,
Did you tell him that?
No, of course I didn't. No. It was very funny. One night I was in Las Vegas with Warren, my husband, and we went to see Don Rickles, whom I would go 82 miles to see, as I would Miss Sill.
82 miles.
Yeah, at least 82. I mean, on foot, with my cane.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you, a highway patrolman?
And when we got to the show, somebody had told Don that I was in the audience, and Don stood up and did this whole big story about a marvelous lady who had been terribly kind to him as a fledgling actor. And I sat there like a dummy. I didn't know what he was talking about. And the next thing I knew, he said, Phyllis Kirk, and he said, I had a job working as a guest actor on The Thin Man, you know, in the Navy Center. So I am the mother of his acting career, right?
Well, what she didn't tell you was that, which is a long involved story, I played the part of Eddie, a cab driver. It was my first show, and I arrived at MGM in a rented 1938 convertible Chevy and drove right into the wall. Then I went to the studio, all gas, she said, Bruce at that time said, and Peter Lawford at that time was running around following Frank Sinatra's voice or something. Sat in a room with his album under his... Anyway, so we had Phyllis on the show, and they all told me, gee, it was a big hit show. And I said, you know, get to know Phyllis and Peter, they'll make it easy for you, and you better be nice and kid around. And I was a wreck. I had trouble with Hiya, and they brought out Astor how to do this scene with the dog. And is it true? Am I lying? And the dog was muzzled, and a trainer came with rubber gloves and a helmet and boots, and they said the dog won't hurt you. And Phyllis said he's just an adorable little fox terrier. And I think it was the dog worked on commands with a ball, a little squeezer ball. I'll never forget it. And I was supposedly knocked out when I came in the door by Peter Lawford accidentally, and I'm laying on the floor, and on command, the Astor was supposed to come over and lay on the GT. The dog came over and completely took off my sport jacket, half my pants, and I stood there and I went, oh, he's going to eat it too.
That was your debut.
That was my day. And Peter Lawford said, I got him a new jacket. I got to meet Frank in an hour.
Did the dog live?
Dick, you're dumb, Dick. You're really a dumbbell, Dick.
I'm sorry. I was earlier.
Jerusalem. It's exactly as it was 3,000 years ago. And to the eye, the passion, it really does. You come in, it really does look exactly as all the paintings and photographs that you've ever seen of the old city. But the set dressers for this movie were running around frantically trying to hide little television antennas. I mean, in the middle of this 3,000-year-old section, there are television antennas and light bulbs and shutters and all kinds of things that were not there. It was in October. We were there over Christmas. You'll find these
It's all right. Your name was taken for that remark. We call it Hanukkah Beverly deserted us. No, it's the same thing, only we don't have a tree.
We were there on a holiday also, which is Simchat Torah.
Simchas Torah.
Simchat Torah.
Right. Oh, I feel left out.
Well, you can join up if you go for the operation.
That sort of joke is based on an erroneous assumption. We'll be back after this message. Thanks, Don Rickles, Beverly Sills, Phyllis Kirk, It's really a fun show for me to do. Tomorrow night, Cesar Romero, Louise Lass with the Preservation Hall Jazz Band from New Orleans, Nicholas Kiptree. I wrote a book about being different and some famous Charlie Chaplin film. Gonna make it, you know.
Son of Selassie, hello. Favorite customer, good morning to you. Remember when started, it's come a long way. Yeah, it's almost 90% finished. Survival chic or chic, beautiful. Thank you. Sue you. How do you draw like that? Then my hands could never. Yeah. Takes lots of patience. Pretty salad cycle has been on for many days. How does long it usually take to complete one portrait? Usually um, with this medium, it would only take it could only take me like 10 hours. But since I didn't finish or work on this drawing continuously with one sitting, I it took me days for this one. But but normally it would just take me more or less 10 hours with this medium, which is the Cretacolor Nero. Pretty savage of the outcome, especially since I have seen its journey from outlining to now when it's almost done. Kudos. Thank you, Pretty Savage. Hello, live in the dream. Hello, it's coming together. Looks great. Thank you. Thank you. Azra Outfits. Hello, Azra Outfits. Living the dream. Miss the sounds of those tricycles and jeepneys. Oh yes. It's I'm just beside a main road. Dance with Krishna. I am from India. Hello, Dance with Krishna. Dibujos anime. Oh my god, sorry, Dibujos anime, I couldn't understand. I understand hermoso, tan hermoso. ¿Cómo es? akin na crying. My entity. Thank you so much. Dr. Mustafa El Hammam. Thank you so much.